We are all in the same boat. I'm sure most of us are wondering, will my job be safe now that AI seems like conquering the world? And we are already seeing companies letting people go because AI is taking their job.
Will artificial intelligence make humans replaceable?
So what I was thinking lately is, what can we do to protect ourselves and our job from AI? This is exactly what I'm going to cover in this video. I will share with you 7 very practical tips that will make it very hard for AI to take your job, and I will leave the best tip at the end, so make sure to stay with me. And if you like this type of content, make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel and leave a comment if you have more ideas. And without further ado, let's start with tip number 1. Diversify your skill set. So this is the same concept as investing. You cannot put all of your eggs in one only basket. If you can do only one thing, let's say that you're an expert in data visualization, there is the risk that if there is a huge advancement in that specific field, you might become redundant. And I can give you a practical example of that. For many years, Kodak dominated the photography film market. The business model heavily relied on selling photographic film and the chemicals needed for processing them. However, as digital photography began to emerge and grow in popularity, Kodak was slow to adapt to the digital revolution, despite having invented the first digital camera. Kodak initially failed to recognize the future impact of digital photography and continued to focus primarily on its traditional film products. This reliance on film technology led to a decline in its business when consumers rapidly shifted to digital photography. And because of this issue, Kodak ultimately filed for bankruptcy in 2012. So the point here is that if you know more skills, it's like diversifying your portfolio and decrease your risks. You ultimately become more valuable and less likely to be replaced. One idea, for example, if you're working in data analytics, could be start learning more about data engineering, so that not only you're an expert in data analytics, but you're also able to handle the more back-end tasks of collecting and preparing the data with automated pipelines, which, by the way, is also where the market is going to, as there is more and more the demand for this new type of role called analytics engineer, which is starting to become popular on job platforms like LinkedIn. Obviously, data engineering is one option, but you could, for example, start learning more about cloud or data science more in general to diversify your skills. Second tip is to stay informed. Obviously, if your goal is not to be replaced by AI, you must know exactly what is going on in the AI world, and more precisely, staying up to date with the latest trends. And so, for example, if you're looking at the data analytics space, the huge big trend of AI within this space is called Gen BI, which stands for Generative Business Intelligence. And this brings together the power of generative AI and analytics to enable a on-demand, super fast analytics experience with no learning curve, all by a simple conversation. And if you want to know more about this, leave a comment down below and I will definitely do a whole video about generative BI. But the point here is to be at the forefront of all new trends, which can also mean that you increase your overall knowledge and people will come to you to get that knowledge and information that you're building, which again will make you become more valuable. Here, obviously, the online resources are infinite, but if I can give you a recommendation, I would definitely follow this website called futurepedia.io, and specifically the page on AI innovations, which summarizes all the latest advancements in the AI space. The third point is to develop unique human skills. And here the concept is very simple. As algorithms and automations are reshaping job roles, the real differentiator lies in the unique human skills that AI will not be able to replace in the short term. Because let's make it clear, there are some qualities that make us very different from machines. And so here we'll definitely try to focus more on upskilling ourselves in terms of our soft skills, which can be things like communication, storytelling, and emotional intelligence. And I'm sure here you will agree with me that while AI can write a very nice piece of code for your analysis, they're still not able to create and deliver a presentation in front of your client. And so if you become really good at these specific soft skills of presenting insights and convincing your stakeholders to take specific actions based on your analysis, this again will be an incredible advantage that you can bring to your profile and that will make you unreplaceable. The fourth point is to build a strong network within your company. Now, we all know that AI is mainly used on an individual basis, and I'm specifically talking about large language model. The easiest example is that you will tend to use ChatGPT alone to get the answers that you need. Now, the problem is that ChatGPT will likely give you a good answer if it is publicly available, but will definitely struggle to give you answers that are specifically related to your business and therefore not really easily accessible. These are answers that you can only get by talking to your colleagues at work, and in this case, having a strong network can definitely help you to get those answers. Now, if we reverse this idea, we can say that on the other hand, having a strong network within your company means that people know about you and what you do in the company. And this will also make it more likely for people to come to you when they need some inputs on things that you are working on. And here again, you can immediately see how creating a strong network within company and letting people know about your knowledge will again make yourself more valuable and less likely to be replaced. And so here the practical tip is to schedule one-on-one calls with people in your company just to introduce yourself, explain what you do, and also understand what the other person is doing. This is usually something that people tend to do when they just join a new company, but I find it super useful even after 1 or 2 years that you have been in the same company. Because when you're not expecting it, that person that you had a chat with a long time ago could reappear as a customer or a coworker or who knows for what other reason. Now, this is connected to the 5th point, which is to focus on the tacit knowledge within the company. Imagine you've put hours and hours into customer segmentation or a specific marketing campaign, more hours than anyone else in your team or even in the entire organization. You become the person people seek when there are questions or challenges in those areas. And if you're not yet that person, it's time to embody that expert you aim to become. Be proactive, offer to tackle challenges, answer questions, and contribute insights. Don't just direct people to solution, be the solution. The point here is to become indispensable resource. Try to think what will happen if you leave your company today. Is your team or department or stakeholders going to struggle? Or is it actually the opposite? You leave the company and nobody will see the difference. If your answer is the former, then trust me, your job will be safer. Then the 6th point is to become an AI expert. So in the 2nd point, we talk about how you should stay informed in the field of AI. But this is a slightly different aspect because you will likely interact more with AI in the coming months. So it's probably very good to know more about it, how AI works, so that you can also use it in a better way. For example, if you know that in the coming months you will use more and more large language models like ChatGPT, it might be a good idea to understand better the field of prompt engineering, meaning that you might want to start learning more about how you can improve and phrase your prompt in a way that will result in a better output from the large language model. And for this point, if you want to see an example, I made a video where I explain how to make your ChatGPT more efficient in the answer you get by leveraging good practices of prompt engineering, and I will leave the video here. And on this point, being able to build expertise in the world of AI will also mean that you will become more and more productive in what you do. And if you become more productive, the result is again that you will increase the value that you bring to your company, and this will definitely make you and your job safer from AI. The last point is to cultivate a growth mindset. And I will tell you a short story here. In the late 19th century, the world was reliant on horses for transportation. The streets were full with carriages. However, a revolutionary technology was beginning to take shape, and that was the car. Now, I want you to imagine a visionary engineer presenting his latest invention, which is the car, to his boss, who listened with a mix of curiosity and skepticism. The engineer explains, "This machine could replace horses and carriages. It's faster, can travel longer distances, and doesn't require rest." And the boss asks, "Is it going to cost more to produce?" And the engineer replies, "Yes, obviously. It involves complex machinery and newer materials." "And are people asking for this car?" the boss is asking. And the engineer again says, "No, they aren't. Most are comfortable with horses and cannot yet envision the utility of a motor vehicle." And so the boss decides, if it costs more and nobody is asking for it, then we should continue as we are. Let's not fix what is not broken. Now, the point of this story, and all of this last point that to me is actually the most important, is to, as we said, cultivate a growth mindset, which means that you must not repel and push this new technology away from your life and the way you work, but you should, on the opposite, embrace it and become the visionary engineer that, even though nobody understands today, is actually more advanced than the majority of the people. And so my tip here for you is to keep reading and learning about AI and also do experiments with new tools that emerge in the market. This is exactly what I'm doing right now as I'm working on a new video where I will be talking about all the best AI tools for data analytics among dozens that I found and that I'm testing. If you got value from this video and you don't want to miss the next ones, make sure to subscribe to my channel so that I can reach even more people. And if you have more ideas or useful resources for our amazing community, make sure to leave them in the comments down below. And with that said, I will leave here in the screen some other videos that you might find useful, and well, enjoy the rest of your day. Ciao for now, and see you in the next one.